we've all done embarrassing things that we're not proud of, so might as well tell people, right? Embarrassing things that I've done for men's attention. I think we need to start back like 17, 18 years ago. So on this fine afternoon, little Kenna was playing out in her backyard, and my parents had a green colored old swing set type deal. And there was a long little bar that kind of connected a couple different parts of the swing set. On this particular day, there was a neighbor boy that was over at my house, and I was like, oh, I had just learned how to do a really cool trick. And I was very proud of this trick. I had done it multiple times. It wasn't even that cool. I learned how to do a little flip on the bar. And my whole life I was terrified of gymnastics, but I was very proud of myself for this. Okay, so my little neighbor boy comes over and we're just playing out on the swing set. Our dads are out talking, whatever. And I was like, it's the perfect time to do my little flippy trick. I get to the top of the bar and it's pretty far off the ground. And I do my flip. I fall straight onto my arm and I immediately knew there was something wrong. It hurt so bad. I was so embarrassed. I just ran inside as fast as I could up to my mom. I'm screaming. I'm like, my arm. And it's like, and I broke my arm showing off for a boy in second grade. So that day, my mom was like, oh my gosh, we need to take you to the hospital. So we went to the hospital that night. They did the whole x-ray and they were like, you did break your arm. So poor little Kenna broke her arm, but she did get to choose the color of her cast and it was pink. So then of course I was gonna milk that and I was gonna go to school, show everybody my cool cast because that's what you did. And everyone was gonna sign it. At that point, I really liked the attention there as well. Don't show off for a boy and break your arm like I did. Okay, now shall we fast forward to freshman year of college? I was debating on whether or not I should tell this one. I moved away. I'm living on campus, meeting new people. Mind you, this was also like first semester. I had just met this group of boys and there was one guy that I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested. I was like, I'm gonna be a little bit more brave. So my friends and I were kind of hanging out with this group of boys sometime. And then I ended up going and hanging out with one of these guys. So I can't remember if I was like with a couple of other people in his car. We were out and about somewhere and then he dropped me off and I was kind of trying to come up with this idea in my head of how I was going to be alone with him because I was like, I kind of want to kiss this guy, whatever. I did the unthinkable and I texted him after he dropped me off and I said, hey, I think I left my necklace in your car. I did that and I did not actually leave my necklace in his car. He ended up coming back and I was like, I actually didn't leave my necklace in your car, but like, you wanna go for a drive? Why did I do that? Long story short, we ended up, while we were hanging out, we were still on campus, but we were out past curfew. So of course, the campus police came by and was like, hey, you guys aren't supposed to be here past curfew. So of course I was like, oh, okay, great timing. I will say that was probably one of the ballsiest things I've ever done. Things did not work out. In fact, I started deciding that I liked his cousin, and then that's a whole other thing. Nothing really came about that either, but I was just a freshman in college trying to get a man's attention. I will say I did have a couple friends once upon a time that did a lot dumber things for a man's attention, but that's a whole other thing that I won't get into. I definitely did block out a lot of details, and I'm sure there's some other things that I've done, but if you guys want to hear part 2, I will try to remember some other dumb things that I've done. There you go. There's my embarrassing stories.